Today we present weekly Satsang from Akhand Gyan, the monthly magazine of Divya Jyoti Jagrati Sansthan, inspired by His Holiness Ashutosh Maharaj. The article titled Love is Not Ugly is taken from the June 2011 issue of Akhand Gyan. Love is not ugly. There was a young boy who hated his mother very much, but in that young age, he had no other option but to stay with her. Moreover, his father was not there, and neither had he any brother or sister, so both of them lived in a small rented home. As he was forced to stay with his mother every day, this made him dislike her even more. The reason behind this hatred was that his mother had only one eye, due to which she was disfigured, very ugly in his eyes. One day, on his annual function in school, he was to receive an award of excellence for being a brilliant student in his class. He was called on stage along with his mother. Gosh, what will my friends and teachers think when they will see my deformed mother? This thought shook him to the core. He felt as if his life was over. He was bombarded with the thoughts of embarrassing moments which he would have to face after the event. Taunts of his friends echoed in his ears. He felt utterly humiliated and wished that he could just run from there. But alas, there was no escape. On his way back, he could not stop his annoyance and badly cursed her. He shouted, "Mother, why did you come to my school? I told you that I don't want you at my function. This was the last year of my schooling. I managed in early years without your presence. Then why did you spoil my image in this very last phase of my academic career? I hate you. I really felt ashamed at the expressions of my schoolmates when they saw your dreadful face. Why don't you have the other eye? You made me a laughingstock. Why don't you just leave me?" At that time, his mother did not react at all. But at night, when he awoke to have a glass of water, he saw her crying bitterly. He felt bad for his attitude towards her, so he stepped ahead to wipe off her tears. However, he cringed at seeing her weeping from one eye. He stopped himself and left. That very night, he decided that he would leave his one-eyed mother and just stay by himself. From then on, he left no stone unturned to get admission into a reputed university. Finally, he received a call from college that was far off from his home. He happily accepted their terms and left his home forever. Years passed by. He became a rich and successful man, married, and lived happily with his kids. There was no space in his heart for the memories of bygone days. Why would there be? One day, when the doorbell rang, he was stunned on what he saw. The man almost fainted when he saw an old lady standing there. It was his one-eyed mother. His own daughter got scared on seeing the old lady and ran inside. The man controlled the entire situation by pretending that he didn't know the lady. He asked her, "Who are you? What are you doing at my doorstep? How dare you scare my daughter? Please get out from here right now." His mother apologized and thought she might have knocked at the wrong home. After saying sorry and giving her blessings to all in the family, she left the home. With that event, the man got very disturbed. He remembered his previous days of hatred toward his mother and the humiliation he used to face constantly. But he was so relieved that she was unable to recognize him. He pacified himself with that wave of contentment. After some days, he received the news of his mother's demise. However, he bore so much hatred in his heart for his mother that even at that news, no tears fell from his own eyes. He lied to his family that he had to go on some business trip and went to perform the last rites for his mother, just for the sake of formality. There, one relative handed a letter to him. The letter contained the last words of his mother and are as follows. Son, I love you very much. I miss you a lot. There was none other than you in my life. My world started with you and ended with you. I tried to meet you, you know, but it was my ill luck, as the home where I went in search for you was in fact not yours. From that day on, after you left our home, I eagerly waited for you every single moment. I anxiously looked for your arrival with your favorite food in my hands, but you didn't come back. I craved for your anger, because each time you scolded me, I felt that it was your love and concern which made you behave that way. I always wanted to be there for you and with you. Son, I know you disliked me a lot for having one eye, but you know, dear, when you were 3 years old, some terrible child poured chemical in one of your eyes. As a result, you lost sight in one eye. But how could I tolerate that my child be in such a painful state? My soul shivered with the feeling of your pain and suffering, and that you would have to grow up with just one eye. So I gave you my own. And I felt proud that with that eye, I will always be with you. You meant the world to me. I was ugly, but my love was not. So, son, don't ever dislike me. I miss you. I miss you a lot. To read more such articles, please subscribe to our monthly magazine, Akhand Gyan, available in 3 languages, Hindi, English, and Punjabi. You can subscribe to the magazine by clicking on the link mentioned in the description. Boliye Satguru Sarv Shri Ashutosh Maharaj Ji ki Jai, Sache Darbar ki Jai.